Removing the alternator of a Hemi 5.7 liter 2005 Dodge Magnum. Haynes manual says remove the two electrical connections in the back first and then do the mounting bolts. But unless you have the hands of a 5-year-old to get back there, that's not going to really work. So what you need to do is loosen the mounting bolts first and then pull it forward and then do the electrical connection second. Top bolt's easy to get to. You just put a breaker bar on it, an extension. The bolts underneath, a little trickier, especially if your car has a decent amount of rust on it like mine does. I already took the two mounting bolts out down here, and I really had to put some leverage on it with a breaker bar and a pipe extension. And then you have this bracket bolt way back here, which was really rusted on mine. I sprayed it down about 2 days ago, real good with penetrant oil. You cannot get, it's a 13 millimeter bolt. You cannot get a deep 13 millimeter socket on it and a regular 13 millimeter because you don't have, because this heat plate and stuff's in the way over here, the frame. And you cannot get a regular 13 millimeter on it, so I had to use an open end wrench on it. You put the 13 millimeter on it like this, and then you grab a second ratchet like that to get extra leverage, and you pull it from down there near to me, that side, and that'll give you enough leverage to get it loose. And then once you have it loose, you just slide this bracket. That bracket, you can see there, it's loose enough to come out. You can just, you take the top mounting bolt out last. I can kind of pull it forward a little bit, because I can never get this bolt off with it mounted in there. So you got to do it in reverse order of what the manual says. So you take the mounting bolts and the bracket off first, get it loose, pull it forward, then take the electrical connections off, then remove the alternator. So I did get the alternator off. I ended up having to remove this top upper radiator hose to get at the electrical connections. I'm actually doing a timing belt change, so the radiator's already been drained. If you do need to do this and you're just changing the alternator, make sure you let a little bit of the coolant out of the radiator before you just disconnect the upper radiator hose, and that really gave me a lot of room to get there. Also clean these threads up a bit and put the bolt back on, so when I go to button this thing back up, I'm not looking around for loose for missing hardware.